Hi guys, Ryan from healermarketing.com, and today I'm going to take a look at GoodTherapy and review whether it's worth enrolling. So if you're a psychiatrist, psychologist, a life coach, a therapist, a social worker, GoodTherapy is essentially a directory style website that generates leads for your business. So for example, looking at the GoodTherapy website and typing in my own zip code, you get a full rundown of different types of private practice practitioners. And as I said before, there are people that are life coaches, psychotherapists, clinical social workers. And clicking into the profiles, people get access to a full write-up. GoodTherapy verifies credentials. It gives, it lists the website, the address, and all sorts of practice details. And it is $29.95 a month. So I wrote up a very detailed guide on healermarketing.com/GoodTherapy, where I analyze how it gets traffic, the ROI of the platform. My mother is actually on it, so this is a legitimate review. I'm not somebody just trying to hawk it for no reason. My mother's been using it since 2014. It's been, a solid client acquisition channel for her. So just as an overview, the way GoodTherapy works, essentially it produces tons of content online, and this content ranks very high in Google. And this website here, SimilarWeb, it provides a lot of analytics into the website. So if you use this SimilarWeb tool, you can see that January 2018, it got 1.5 million visitors. That's their estimate. And it does that by primarily organic search. So this SimilarWeb tool estimates that GoodTherapy gets 99% of the traffic from organic search. And so what that means is that it produces tons of content, and that content is indexed in Google and Bing and other search engines. And using this paid tool that I have access to, I'll just run through an example of how that works. So this tool, Ahrefs, it analyzes websites and sees what they rank for. So in GoodTherapy's case, they rank number 1 for abandonment issues. So if I was to go into Google, and I've already pulled up the page here, I typed in abandonment issues, and you can see Google pulls out this, promotes this top result here, which is a GoodTherapy result. So if somebody, were struggling with abandonment issues, they would type it into Google, and then they'd very likely click on this result here, be directed to GoodTherapy's website. And so once they're on here, this is how GoodTherapy is generating leads. So say, you were suffering from abandonment issues. Obviously, you'd be compelled to search for a therapist. So, I would type in my zip code, I click search, and then right away I'm here. And actually, what I'll do is I'll even pull up my mother's profile just as an example. So this is her zip code where she practices, and there she is right there. And so what happens is this is like a tracking number. So whenever somebody calls this number, they have reporting analytics that let you know that you were contacted through GoodTherapy. And then it provides analytics for all of the sort of clicks that can occur here. You could list your website. So I built a website for her. So if you click visit website, you're redirected to the website. And all of this stuff is tracked inside the members area. So if you look at the profile performance metrics, once you're logged into your account, it gives you a rundown to date of everything, of all the different calls, the emails you received, all the different profile page views. So these are all the impressions, that the number of times that she's been seen inside of GoodTherapy, 185 website visits, 34 phone clicks. So honestly, the reporting could be a little bit better. The performance metrics, it'd be helpful if they were broken down more like on a month-to-month or a week-to-week basis, so you could see kind of progress. But that's how it is currently. And so when you get a call or an email, all that stuff also appears in your inbox. So it'll email you when you receive a call. So with some of the information about the call. So that's essentially what it is. It's a lead generation platform. So if you have a private practice, it's a solid way to have a kind of a passive marketing arm for your business. And in terms of whether it's worth it or not, my mother and I, we actually did a sort of an ROI rundown. And just as an example, let's say you charge $100 for a session. Since, let's say it's $29.95 a month, so basically if you're charging $100 for a session, you would just need one client to convert every 3 months, and you'd still be up $10 for it. So it's actually a pretty good deal once you kind of run the numbers on it, even if you don't get a ton of leads and traffic, and that will definitely depend on your location. I think also, since we're based in New York City, it is pretty competitive area, but maybe if you're in a different area, you might see even better results than what we've experienced. But my recommendation is, if you're looking for business, $29.95 a month, considering that you're probably charging at least $100 for a session, all you really need is just one client to convert once in 3 months. Then just keep that sort of metric as a baseline, and it becomes evident that it's actually a pretty good deal. So if you head over to healermarketing.com, I produce a lot of information about marketing private practices, and GoodTherapy is one of the ways I recommend doing so. And in terms of the other benefits that you get, it does offer some access to continuing education initiatives. So there are other benefits. Honestly, we haven't used them so much. We just kind of enrolled her, got her profile up and running. But there's all sorts of things that you can do sort of within here. There's all these, you could register for these continuing education events, which is somewhat useful. But if you're just looking for kind of a passive marketing arm for your business, it's a pretty solid option. PsychologyToday is the other big player in this space, and I did a whole write-up comparing the two. So you could actually, I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. So I actually compare the two of them together. And my general recommendation would be to join both, because they do pay for themselves pretty quickly. And just diving in a little bit deeper into GoodTherapy, you can see that the primary way they're getting traffic is the organic traffic. So they have a lot of content. They're always trying to get people on the platform who are paying, or members, to create content, which is sort of a win-win for both. If you're producing content for the website, it markets your practice, and it also leverages the strong domain authority of GoodTherapy itself. And that way, it ranks very highly for all these different terms. And the nature of organic search is very powerful. People searching for these very specific psychological issues. Once they find a result, it's obviously, they're super targeted leads. Like we went through the abandonment issue example. Someone that lands on the website with an issue like that, obviously they're going to likely be somebody interested in finding a therapist to deal with issues like that. So you can see another one is I hate myself. That's kind of that's a difficult one, but it's getting 28,000 searches a month, and GoodTherapy at the time of this video in February 2018 is on the first page, position 7. Dialectical behavior therapy, they're position 9. It's a 43,000 a month search term. So all of this content is driving leads to the website, and the job of the website really is to push people into making a client query, and then primarily by doing a zip code search. And then that way, you're directed to a local provider if you're, that's in your area that services that particular need. So that's really everything that I want to go into today. It's a solid option. My general advice, if you head over to healermarketing.com, the homepage itself, I have a ton of private practice marketing strategies. I cover literally everything, and all the information is completely free. There's no paywall where I'm trying to get you to buy something. I go into how I was able to help my mother's private practice by resurrecting it using a very simple advertising strategy, and I call it the set it and forget it strategy. Essentially what it is running AdWords, which is Google's advertising solution, to her website, and in that way she gets client inquiries. But I go into even deeper stuff. There's all sorts of ways that you can market your private practice. So maybe you just want something, set it and forget it. And in that case, I would advise is setting up an AdWords campaign, and I go into that on the site as well about how to do that. A free video. And basically, you're just sending traffic to a website. You're getting client inquiries. And then I go into other strategies as well. So for instance, if you wanted to do something a little bit more aggressive, you could have an AdWords campaign that's $10 a day. You're setting it to your website, you're getting the inquiries. You could add PsychologyToday and GoodTherapy and as directories, and then direct the traffic to your website, or as we've seen with how this lead generation site works, it just sends client inquiries directly to you. So if you're at all interested in marketing your private practice, both free and paid, online and offline strategies, just head over to healermarketing.com and click the link in the description to check out GoodTherapy.